Oh, hello, hello, hello. Can you all hear me now? You all should be able to hear me now. Ah, nice. Perfect, perfect, perfect. You all can probably hear me now. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Okay, I'm seeing ones. You said no sound. Now we have sound. Snuggles, Miss Sunkiss. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the chat, everybody. Welcome to the chat. Casual Economist says one. Snuggles, you all can hear me now. So, welcome, welcome, everybody. Today will be a cam down session, but a working session. Just want to say thank you all for coming through first, and we're gonna get into it. Welcome, welcome all to the chat. Welcome, Wired Dog says salute. Welcome, Wired Dog. Black Dove 21 says good evening. Thank you all for being here, man. It's like probably my second time going live in the last 2 days. I don't really do that often. I be busy with work and everything. So thank you all for coming through. What's up, Lowcast? Welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming through. So today, actually, let me go ahead and play the intro. I haven't played this in a while, and then we'll get into it. This is a working session. Let's take a look at this. So thank you all for coming to Struggle Security, where we are normalizing struggling in cybersecurity. And thank you for the compliments on the intro. Yeah, I got that made a little while ago. But yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Lowcast, welcome, Lowcast, as always. Thank you all for coming through. So let me tell you about today. Today, I want to make this a working session, right? I want it to be something I am working on. Actually, let me take a step back. So I've been really getting into the thought process, and I think that I should have done this a while ago. The thought process of being able to show, or I guess, let me see. There are several ways that people can display to organizations and to the world, to their industry, that hey, this is what I am doing. These are my current projects. This is what I'm working on, and this is my contribution to this digital world, right? And I think that like your LinkedIn is one thing, but I also look at key differentiators, right? Key differentiators of things like GitHub. And let's go over to GitHub, right? So that's what you're all seeing on my screen right now. This is my GitHub account. This is my GitHub account. And GitHub is, let's go to the official definition of GitHub. What is GitHub? Oops, I spelled it wrong. I said ICS Hub, GitHub. What is GitHub? GitHub is a platform and cloud based service for software development and version control, allowing developers to store and manage their code. So it's a free and kind of open source place for storing and displaying your code, your projects. But I've even seen instances of individuals giving their, like, showing their portfolios, showing their portfolios. And I think that that's a area that I want to explore in today's session. Some of the work that I've been doing and just kind of getting that together and just exploring some different ways to create this. Um, any questions? Any questions before we kind of get started? Because I'm gonna kind of be running around here. Casual Kind says, "Don't go wrong hub on stream. Don't go to the wrong hub. Oh, the wrong tab on stream. Nah, so it's interesting because you don't have to show everything. Here you can show right now. I'm just showing this particular window, so it doesn't show anything else on my screen, but you can see everything on this particular window. So I can make this large, I can make this small so I can see the thing or see the chat. But yeah, so I think I got that covered. I think I do. I think I do. What'd you say? There's another hub with spicy content. Cap, where? Ain't no spicy content on my computer. What you mean? This is a tech computer. Be more informative. What is spicy content? What do you mean? Um, as you are telling me about the spicy content that's apparently on my computer. Let me go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and get started. And if you're lying, you might get blocked. I'm just letting you know. Actually, tell me where the spicy content is. Help me. Help me understand where the spicy content is. Because we get jokesters from time to time. What spicy content did you see? What spicy content did you see? Let me find that tab again. Where is that? Where's my GitHub at? This one. Okay. 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 Let me go back to that one. We back in here. Sure are. You misspelled GitHub on search GitHub. Might pull up on the search Corn Hub. Might pull up. I don't be so people don't know about internet or know about how the search engine works. I would have to previously search something, some type of corn hub in order for that to come up. So you wouldn't see it on my browser because I don't utilize that. Anyway, let's get back to the content. So GitHub is the way that I'm looking at to display a portfolio. And I have a template here. This is a template. And there was a really dope video by this gentleman. His name is Sean. Let me zoom in. His name is Sean Whin Shawin Talibi. And he goes over step by step on how to create one of these portfolio pages on GitHub. So I'll put his information here in the chat. I'll put it here in the chat. GitHub. Oops. GitHub page tutorial. All right. Boom. We got some other people that came through. Portfolio, welcome to the chat. At 1 minute, welcome to the chat. Yeah, we back at it again. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so that is the tutorial, and it goes step by step because the information on GitHub or GitHub pages is not really thorough. It's very difficult to step through it, but he gives a very good breakdown of what that is like. So let me go over what that is, and then we can go over some of the repositories. And this is the way to store some of your projects is through what you call repositories. So here I created a repository called Portfolio. And you see some information here about my background. And I was able to modify this. And here, let me show you here how to modify it. This is a test. So here, this is the portfolio page here, right? Here in the README page, I am editing it and I'm putting something in there that says this is a test that's not previously there. You save this by committing the changes. So you commit the changes to the website, right? Now you see it here within the README page, but then here it's not here. But if you refresh it, I think it takes a little bit in order to it completely, let's see, it should update automatically. Let's see if it does that. Okay, so here it says this is a test, but I do think it does take a couple of minutes for it to update on your actual GitHub page. But anyway, that is the way that you will modify. Did I commit it? I committed it, right? Let me check it again. If I go here, okay, I think it's still committing the changes right now. So yeah, this is kind of grayed out, so it's still committing the changes. Let's see if it does it. Let's see if it does it. And this is part of this working session, right? This is kind of going through some of those hurdles that might come up when trying to edit material. There it is. There it is. So here, right, you see that this is a test. So this is the way that you would modify your GitHub page. It's through this README file that's a part of this repository that I created called Portfolio. And the way that it shows up here in this, so it shows up with the username of your GitHub account .github.io/portfolio. And again, it's a very good way to display your work, your projects, maybe your background. And then this is a particular template. I think this is called like Jekyll or something. This is the Jekyll template that you can it's scrollable here. But there are multiple themes. There's this architect, a Cayman, dinky hacker. What does the hacker template look like? The hacker template looks like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. How do you so there's a way to modify this. Let me see if I can KYL. Let's see. Okay, let's go back here because the way that you change the configurations or change this layout is through something here within the portfolio file. It's a underscore conf.yaml file or yep, YAML. And this is the theme that I currently have. I wonder if I changed it to a different theme, what would that look like? Oh, okay, it's telling me here. So Jekyll-remote.theme. It looks like that's the way to update it. Because right now for my Jekyll file, I mean my YAML file, I have Jekyll/theme.minimal. So if I changed it to, pardon me, I'm doing a lot of clicking around. Would I change it to what does this say? Remote pages hacker.one. So do I what I let's see. Add this line to your plugin if you already have one. So maybe I need to change this to Jekyll.remote.theme. I don't know. That doesn't look right. Declare remote as minimal. Let's see. Let's see. If I modify my Jekyll file, I mean my YAML.config file, would that change the layout? What's let's see, theme.minimal. Okay, I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna do this one. So I changed that and I'm gonna commit the changes. It might take a little while in order to commit the changes because right now, Jekyll theme.minimal. Let me take a look at the chat as that is updating. Updating. Let's see. I need to cybersecurity. I need to cybersecurity. Can I get a quick breakdown of what GitHub is, please? Absolutely. Real quick, be sure to hit the like button. Absolutely. Hit the like button as you're coming in. You said you're new for Brother Michael. GitHub is cloud based. Yes. So Brother Michael, this is a great example of what GitHub is. So it is a cloud-based code repository. Cloud-based code repository. I mean, just like an online place to store code that is easily accessible by yourself or publicly. So let me go to some popular. What's some popular GitHub? Let's see. GitHub. I see mine, but you can search GitHub projects. I know a popular one in cybersecurity is I think it's actually depreciated. Let's see. In packets. In packets? I think that's how you spell it. In packets. Yep. Fortran in packets. So this is a popular GitHub repository for penetration testers. So it's called Impacket. And it says here, it tells you the about what it is. Impacket is a collection of Python classes for working with network protocols. So a lot of people will utilize Impacket in order to do penetration tests. So they give like a description here in the so this is the README file, right? It gives a description of everything here, the protocols that are used or that can be utilized with these scripts. It gives examples and everything, right? So you see how much better this looks than my GitHub. So this is mine, right? This is my let me go to mine. Mine is very basic. It just has me and well, my projects. Let's say my project. So this is one of my projects. This is one called IP Threat Analyzer. I don't even have a README file. Let me at least add a README file. Hello. I'm just gonna add a README file really quickly. I don't even have a README file for this one, but now it's one here. But you're supposed to put like the description of it and everything. But you see on mine, I have something in the about section. So this is a Python script that reads a PCAP, pulls out the public IP addresses and domains, and compares them to Virus Total and Alien Vault security threat repositories. So that's good. But as you see here, a much more built out GitHub repo here is like, you know, you got multiple test cases, you got a change log, you got a git ignore. This ignores certain things that are committed. So there might be private things or notes about the project, the MIT license requirements.txt. This will give you your prerequisites for being able to run or requirements test and the requirements for being able to run these Python scripts, a setup. Yeah, see, I don't have none of that, right? I don't have none of that. I'm going bare bones here. I got I got a README file and I got the Python script. So that's a little bit more about what GitHub is. Let me take a look at the chat again. I'm coming back. Brother Michael said, "Thank you, absolutely." Yeah, what up, NT? Welcome, 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 man. Empire is another one. Wired Dog, right? Empire, in packets. Barack says, "Good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the chat." Well, it is used to be made. Well, it used to be maintained. Okay, yeah, yeah. Salute, Gabe. Hey, what's up? And for those who are just coming to the chat, this is just like a chill working chat, right? This is a chef. Like said, bare bones. Yeah, mine is bare. Look at this. It's bare bones. I don't have much here. This is a place where but it's public, which is the good thing, right? For those who are just coming in, Metasploit is another one written in Ruby, I believe, is another very well-known GitHub repository. Doesn't look like mine. So kind of today, we're just going over creating some type of portfolio to display your work, your projects within cybersecurity or tech as a whole, right? This GitHub is primarily used by a lot of software engineers, software developers, but it can be used also for cybersecurity professionals. Bloodhound is actually probably the one of the best ones that I've seen. Let me see if I can find Bloodhound, what that one looks like. And I think isn't Bloodhound maintained by Microsoft? I think it is, or there might be a version of Bloodhound in Microsoft that Microsoft developed. Yeah, Bloodhound. So here it kind of shows like how long it's. These are the durations for when things have been updated. And 6 degrees of domain admin. Okay, that's not a very great description, but this gives more information about it. I use Bloodhound all the time. Tells you about the binaries, but I think that they have their own page now. Actually, they have Bloodhound Enterprise, so they're selling it too. Anyway, so that's that one. That's that one. Let me go back to mine. Actually, let me take a look at the chat before we keep moving on. Josh McAdor has a GitHub template to down. Oh, that's on his page to build a portfolio. Really? So does he use GitHub Pages? Um, Axel, does he use GitHub Pages too? Because that's kind of the direction I'm going. He might put his with some other stuff, but yeah. Was that the wrong repo? That might have been the wrong repo there then. But GitHub is it's I mean, what was I saying? Bloodhound, it's a couple of different ones on the net. Okay. Let me see what it looks like now. Because I changed the theme earlier. Let's see. Oh, see, now it looks like this. Now it looks like trash. Look what I did. So what I had did is that I updated my project here. Let me go back to my repositories, my portfolio. I updated it and now it looks like crap. So I changed this Jekyll remote theme. But the good thing about GitHub is that you can look at the history of your commits. And I'm looking at where that is. Where is the history? Yeah, history. I can look at the history of my commits, right? I changed it from this to that, and it tells you what you updated. And I actually want to revert back. I want to revert back. Where is that? Taz, broad repository, point code. Screw it. I'll just go into what it was before. I'll go into the theme minimal, and then I will uh, update the portfolio, the config.yaml file. Let me go to repositories. I'm all zoomed in here. I'm going into my config.yaml file. I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to change it right back to what it was before. Pardon me. I'm going to change it right back to Jekyll theme minimal because what it looks like now is not what I want. Okay. So it's committed. But right now it looks like this. It just looks like some type of basic HTML-ish type of page. It doesn't have has some scrolling looks like, but doesn't have any features to it. Let's see what you guys are talking about now. You said, yeah, he does. He uses GitHub Pages. Okay, cool. I might check that out. Actually, let's go over there. What's my man's name again? Josh McAdor. right? Cybersecurity GitHub. Yeah, Metacore. So you said that he has this is him. And he also has a YouTube channel. It's pretty dope. Um I could search it for portfolio. Folio. Have something known as portfolio. Pathfinder algorithm, package algorithm, portfolio to show future employers. This might be it, right? Is this it? Is this it? I think this is it. Maybe? Nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. I don't think it is. No, this is something on this looks like a class that he has. Do you know the name of it, Axel? Do you know the name of it? Because I don't know the name of it. So GitHub template, GitHub download page. Josh McIntyre has a GitHub template to download on this page. Okay. Asked about that. Yeah, he does. What's up, Gabe? Didn't know. Nah, man, I just went like live randomly, man. I just went live randomly because I'm just kind of working on this little portfolio thing and was just like, hey, let's do a working session. Said I'd use the Macador help me showcase a lab. Okay, that's dope. If I got the link to it, link on his video, I know. Okay. I got some Ansible playbooks I've been working on in mine. You do? That's what's up, man. Let's take a look at it. If it's on here. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. GitHub. Because I'm following you. I know I am. Followers or following. I know I'm following yours. Where your Ansible playbooks? Ansible playbooks. Okay, so this is Keep It Techies. He has development of Ansible playbooks for my home lab. So he has it for Ubuntu. It's an update here. The repository contains a collection of Ansible playbooks. So this just give an example of somebody's GitHub, right? Boom, 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 right? Installation, uses, contributing, licensing. Got the GitHub, how to clone it to your machine. It kind of goes through those particular steps, and then you can get into it when you look at if you go into the Docker, and this is the YAML file, and yeah, this is the YAML playbook. That's what's up, Keep It Techie. Follow Keep It Techie's GitHub account. Keep It Techies has a GitHub account here. Yeah, check that out, y'all. Let's see what else y'all saying. Oh, caught a live stream. Dope, 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 choosing. Thank you for coming through, man. Absolutely. Big Feet Studio LLC says you make me feel bad. I'm slacking, man. That's how I feel, man. Like listen. That's the reason why I'm starting to get this together, this portfolio together, because I'm like I need to be more. I need my work to be more invisible, and my rather than like sending somebody to just a LinkedIn page, I would like to send them to a collection of my work so that these interviews and things won't be so okay. What did you do and this and that, and I'm relegated to maybe 5 to 10 minutes of my work experience when they can have a have a representation of my work through a portfolio website, right? Desmond said that's very helpful. Absolutely, man. Dope, 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 dope. I need to adjust my some GitHub pages to look dope. Some look really. Let me tell you another example, and I know I'm going into a little bit of a tangent, but there are like Keep It Techie said, some look very good. I think Dewan Lightfoot's is crazy. I think he puts a lot of time. Let me show you that this is change back. So this is change back from the commit. And this is where I'll sit employers, right? So I want to kind of structure this eventually, but like structure it to education. And I'm writing it markdown, but it doesn't look like it's updating correctly. So I'll get into that. But let's take a look at Josh's is really good. Let me look at his repositories. He has a whole bunch of repos here. He has courses. He has a Sentinel lab. These are all public. His looks pretty good. He has typically you want pictures. You want it pretty intuitive to the point where if anybody is looking at your project, it's very easy for them to understand what you're trying to communicate and what you're trying to do. So Josh has a really good really good GitHub. But I think probably the best one I've seen is probably what's my man's name? Mr. Lab Every Day, Dewan Lightfoot. Let me see. I'm following his. He has a really good one, and his is very detailed. So yeah, see, look. You go straight to his GitHub page, and boom, everything is there. His lab everyday stuff, his name, and his README file. So this is the landing page. So for a lot of our landing pages, our junk looks like bare minimal. Like I said before, bare bones, struggle, real struggle. So if you hit mine, it's not bad. Like you got your name and everything, but he has all of this stuff structured. So let's just do a side, let's do a side by right. This, this, this. Okay. Okay. He says here are some things about me. He speaks about his background and his achievements, published blog posts. He has all of his publications on different blogs, his latest YouTube videos, and then he gets into his repositories. And he's been committing things throughout the year. So he heavily utilizes GitHub in order to display his work and the stuff that he does um, digitally. So his digital, yeah, he got a lot of followers. Keep it techie, follow him too. See, that's what I'm saying. Listen, it's a very good example of a GitHub page. So check his out. Actually, let me I'm gonna put links in the chat for a second. Truism said, yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you for coming through. Maddox said, welcome, Maddox. She says, I have one for this Google Cybersecurity certificate. Dope. That's what's up. That's what's up. Portfolio says it's a good way to present labs and projects you've worked on. It's a great talking point, especially during interviews. 100%. And I think that that's one of the major things that I'm looking at is that getting that together more. And even for a lot of with the YouTube channel, I do want to do maybe like a Q&A because a lot of people ask me a lot of different types of questions, and at times I'm not always able to just answer them on the fly. So I'm like, hey, let me go ahead and start a GitHub page in order to maybe do some type of Q&A or some type of what's that called? FAQ. Some type of FAQ for you all so that we can get straight to the content, straight to the content. 1 second, I'll be right back. I need to switch over this mic really quickly. Okay, hopefully y'all can hear me. I should be back. Oh, this should be charging too. 1 second. I'm just moving around a couple of things. And that's another reason why I want to get cammed up because I'm like, it's going to take up all this time. And I have to get the studio ready and all these different things where I just really just want to go live and kind of have just this working session with you all today. Where is that plug? I need to plug this in. Give me 2 more minutes and we'll be right back. 2 more minutes and we'll be right back. Okay. Okay. We're good. We are good. We are good. We are good. Let me know if y'all can hear me now. Maddox said 1. Be sure to hit the subscribe. Absolutely. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm behind on questions. Keep it techie said, follow Techno Tim. Let's take a look at Techno Tim's. GitHub page really quickly. So Techno Tim, but not Lab Every Day. Let's take him out of there. Let's see if Techno Tim is here. Where is Techno Tim? Did I spell that incorrectly? I think I might have spelled it wrong. What does it say? Techno, Techno, Tim. Techno, Tim. Not time. Techno Tim. Okay. I see his. Let's just click on his repo. Okay, technotim. Okay, he has a this is his github.io page. So that's the thing about github.io. You can just GitHub pages. This is pretty much the link to your page. There we go. This is his GitHub pages page. This is what his GitHub pages looks like. and this is mine currently. Similar. Is it similar? So this is his, right? And this is showing all of his videos, all the material that he's been able to put out there. His name, got his picture and everything. Got a little graphic going on. So this is pretty dope. Now about the about section. So he has links here that goes to all of his different tags and different categories of information. So he has the best thing about this is that it's free. GitHub pages, you don't need to pay anything to host a website. You're not paying anything to host materials. You're not paying any URL fees or domain fees or anything. This is all free. This is all free. Yeah, Markdown is dope. There's plenty of guys for using Markdown, but a lot of pages use those. A lot of websites use it. What's up, Octavius? Welcome. He says, I haven't touched my GitHub since 2021. I have no idea what's in there. Watch out. Somebody go steal it. No, but yeah, man. I think GitHub is a really good place to display your projects today. It's very recruiters and hiring managers. They're very familiar with GitHub, and I think the GitHub pages is just another way to display your GitHub and your projects. Need to get back in there. Absolutely. Big Feet says, I'm going to get my GitHub page today. Wow, my mind is blown. 100%, man. And that was the thing that I was telling you all. Let's see, not this. Let me go back to my page. Is that the documentation for GitHub pages is not very good. So this website or this YouTube video really helped me just starting to get going. So great. I'm going to say reference to start your GitHub pages site. And they have all types of tutorials, but I think his is probably the best that I've seen. And it's step-by-step, 13 minutes, and you pretty much get a GitHub pages site up and running. And it's connected directly to your GitHub. So if I clicked on this, right, this will take you directly to my GitHub page. Now it does take you to the portfolio and everything, but I can put links in here where they're able to go through more of my repositories on my page. And I can change what that link also is. So that's another thing that's good there. Let's see what else you are saying. Be sure to hit the like button. Absolutely. Okay. This was from earlier. Maddox, 2 minutes. Family's doing great. I'm terrible at maintaining public pages. My GitHub is garbage. I would say just throw something up there, right? Throw anything up there, something that you would want someone, maybe a potential employer or maybe potential clients to be able to see about your work, because otherwise you're just gonna have to keep remembering everything and repeating yourself. And I think it's a much easier. The main value that I see in it is that it's much easier pointing somebody to a repository of work that I've done and then speaking to that and filling in any gaps that they might have about my experience or the work that I've done or my background, right? So I think that that's kind of some of the value there. He says, we're good. Click GitHub. Okay. My fault. I was trying to show you the main GitHub page. Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. Before the Billions. Hey, welcome Before the Billions. You probably have a GitHub page yourself, but I'm just going over GitHub pages today. So this is just like a little working session. So I was kind of going over this, and this is kind of the way that you kind of configure what your portfolio page might look like in GitHub. And really, you just do all the editing right here within your README file. So I was trying to structure it to see what that looked like. So it looks like, oh, okay, I see why it's not formatted correctly. Because so you see how this is bolded. Here, education is bolded, but here I have 3. This isn't bolded, but I wanted this part bolded, or projects isn't bolded. I need to put a space there. I need to put a space there too. And actually, let me pull up a little guide for Markdown guide. Yeah, for syntax. Let me do a cheat sheet. So as you see, right, it's different headings. So you saw here, I have like these 3, what are those called? 3 pound signs. And that's associated with the 3rd type of heading, and it's bolded, right? So there's different types of bolds. You can bold here. So that it's just all a block quote. It's all type of things, right? So then work experience, you can put like your previous organizations or your current. So I can say current here. So it's almost like putting like your resume here. I don't know, senior consultant, Mandiant. They're now Google Cloud. I might just put a couple. I might just put two. Let me see. Let me put I'll put the most notable ones. Network security architect. Oh, I'm supposed to put like ICS OT security. And then I'll put at. I think that's the structure that I'm looking at. Kind of row and then at network security architect, comma. I'm gonna put a comma here or a slash. Hopefully that's not a markdown thing. I can also make the current one bold. And then I think it's a space. Is it 3 and then a space or 2? It's 2 and there's no spaces. Some people just know how to write markdown. Like some people write markdown like it's like their second, like they just do it automatically. See? So that bolds that one. I can put here current. I could put current at the end. I'm not the best at format, just kind of winging it here. At SNC Electric. Now I'll put one more. No, not the organization. Nuclear cybersecurity engineer at DT Energy. Okay, so I got that. So projects. So something that I'm starting to build out are these OT, and actually I should probably spell it out. Incident response Python scripts. It should probably look better. Python scripts, but we're gonna just do that. OT incident response. And kind of some of the purpose of this is I should probably have a section where I'm like explaining the purpose of these. So I'll put volunteer member. Let me take a look at the chat. Let me see what y'all talking about. Oh, you do? You do have a GitHub page? Throw it in here. We'll take a look at it, man. Yeah. Hopefully you all are still looking. I'm just kind of filling out what this is, what will go. So right now, this is what my portfolio page looks like. It's bare bones, bare minimal. I could also put a picture here too, or something around there. And then I'm filling out this information here right now. So I actually don't want something that says portfolio. I wanted to say, who am I? The typical who am I? But you can like italicize things. So maybe make a little funky, make a little, let's see, italicize. You can just do like boom and boom. That make it a little fresh, right? Who am I? Okay. So I have this. I'm starting to develop. So this is, let me show y'all what MIC3 is. It stands for Michigan Cyber Civilian Corps. Let me show y'all this. Cyber Civic. Here it is. I have it saved. So the state of what? We don't have a page anymore. Michigan. Hold up. Michigan Cyber Civilian Corps. Okay, it was moved. It was chill everybody. It was moved. So you do have a GitHub page. Atkins said, struggle family, I'm still on the clock, but stopping through real quick. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I'm just updating stuff. Just updating a couple of things. Have you checked out code editors like VS Code or Sublime Text? Yeah, I use VS Code all the time. So I have GitHub desktop, and Git in the way that I typically update my code is through GitHub desktop. I'm sorry, I use VS Code in order to update my code through the relative path or the local path that's on my machine. And then I'm able to connect that directly to my GitHub desktop. And then I'm able to do commits and everything. So yeah, absolutely. So the editor in GitHub works fine. Just asking. Yeah, no, I'm just kind of going through it like this now, just kind of going step by step. VS Code is the best for me. Yeah, I use VS Code all the time. Yeah. So this is the Michigan Cyber Civilian Corps. So we are a group of, and I don't know if I explained this on this channel. So it's through the state of Michigan. It's a government issue type of organization, and we're kind of like mercenary. I wouldn't say mercenary, but like volunteer cybersecurity professionals. Here, let me read it. It says the Michigan Cyber Civilian Corps. Let me zoom in a little bit. Michigan Cyber Civilian Corps, or MIC3, is a group of trained civilian technical experts who individually volunteer to provide rapid response assistance to the state of Michigan in the event of a critical cyber incident. Our mission is to provide mutual aid to all levels of government, education, and business organizations in the state of Michigan in the event of critical cyber incidents, right? So this is us. We train together. We do all these things. We go through different trainings. Am I in any of these pictures? Let's see if I'm in any of these pictures. Yeah. You see me? Yeah, I'm in there. That's me. Can y'all see that? That's the back of my head. Kind of the side back of my head. I kind of just, they didn't get a clear picture of me, but I'm in there. Yeah, I'm definitely in there. I'm definitely in there. Yeah, thumbs up, man. I came up if you drop. Oh, I can come up if you dropped it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me go ahead and drop the link, see if you guys have anything you want to chat about. Yeah, I'm just kind of going step by step through this thing, this GitHub thing. But yeah, I'm there. I'm in there. So this is the group. So I think that's something that's good to display and speak about. But I don't know if I should put it. Should I put what it is here? Or maybe I can put a link to it. How you put links in Markdown? Link? Yeah, link. Okay, so you do the title of the link. Okay. Yeah. See this? So here I'm gonna put MI. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do this MIC3 website. What's up, B2B? I'm gonna let you up right now. Oh, Professor Black Ops. Welcome, Professor Black Ops. Welcome.
What's going on, man? I like the GitHub, so I want to come up because I think, like you said, we need to start pushing that because people need to see portfolios of work people have done. And
absolutely, 100%, man. I'm just working on kind of getting mine together a little bit so I can lead by example here.
Yeah.
So
this CTO reached out to me. I did some no code stuff on some GRC projects I was working on. He was asking for my code. I was like, well, I don't have any yet.
Listen,
I'm freestyling right now. I'm trying to get it together with the overview. Then,
right.
So
that's kind of how I am, man. Because I don't know if you see my current. I'm gonna wait for this to update, and then we'll see what it looks like on the website. But if you look at my current repos, I just mainly just have code. Right. I just mainly have code here. So I know this one. Let's see, Chatty. Chatty is a fun one that I have. So this one is Python script that I'm supposed to put it that. Python script that reads a PCAP or a packet capture file, determines which conversations are transferring the most bits, and outputs the result to a text file. Kind of simple, but it's something that I think is very valuable and kind of quick in the event that you are in an incident response engagement, because you can't always see who the most chatty files or chatty hosts are. And when a lot of data is being transferred between one host or another host, that can also implicate, hey, this might be some type of file transfer or some type of data exfiltration. So that's kind of the reason why I kind of created this one. But right now, as you see, I just got code here, right? I just got code. This is in Python. Nothing crazy. This is reading it in. I'm using a couple of different libraries, but it's nothing crazy, really. So, but I do need to document it more. To your point.
Facts. We're gonna write you up, man. You don't have no description, no code blocks, no nothing. Man. I'm gonna have to have B2B do a peer code review with you, man.
Absolutely. Listen, we can do that. Yeah, welcome B2B. What's
Just
up, man?
real quick is Dewan Lightfoot. Our platform. He get AWS pays him to do that stuff, man.
Really? To do like yep.
It was weird. It was like content,
like GitHub pages.
Content. They want you to do content for them. I didn't have enough years. They were paying like $120 just for content, man. You had to have like 5 years of AWS, but so yeah, it was weird. I tried. I just didn't have enough time. So I think they pay him because he's advertising for them. You know, by doing all that.
Well, you know, GitHub is owned by Microsoft. Is he working for Microsoft or is he in AWS?
AWS, but I think AWS just want their stuff everywhere because he does the videos for AWS, but you know he's doing code for them and all that other stuff. So I think Keep It Techie might know because I think I applied. They had like this content job at AWS, so I think they pay him to do all that content.
Dope. What's up, Keep It Techie and B2B? You feel free to jump in anytime. This is what it looks like after I made the changes, by the way. Yeah, go ahead. Throw in anything that y'all got.
Yeah. So I know that you were talking about GitHub and GitHub pages, particularly in portfolio pages. So I do have a GitHub and I do have a GitHub page. The GitHub
Help us out. Tell us what it is.
Right. Yeah. The GitHub page is a static website, so it's not going to be dynamic. What it is a static site is like everything that you have typed in your code is put up on the website. A web page is more so, or a dynamic web page is going to be like people's account information is going to change, and it's going to change based off of the settings that you have for that particular person. So it's going to be generated whenever you push up the push the code or click on the website. So like think of Facebook. Facebook is going to change per the particular person as opposed to the static website, which is going to be the GitHub page.
So saying that GitHub page is just a static website that you just update,
it has to be only a static website. Well, at least they change unless they change something since then, but it's always been static.
Yeah, it's static.
So with that, and I have some images of it because I don't want to go to the actual website itself. Even if I share my screen. I'm in my GitHub, so in my README I have the markdown to show the images.
What, you got some malware gonna download if we click on it?
It's just been so long ago.
Yeah.
All right. Let me share my screen. Let me know if you can see it.
That job is in the private chat, Gabe. Show it later once
I see it.
Done. So check it out when it gets done with.
You want me to pull that up next? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is my GitHub, and then this is particularly the GitHub page right here. This is what it looked like back in the day. And what I did was I just pulled up a whole bunch of pictures from different websites like Pexels.com and Unsplash. And they give you free website. There's a free website for images and videos. So what I would do there is just took a screenshot of all of what I had on there. I had a contact me section, and then I switched over to using WordPress. And then I say, okay, I want something that I could use as dynamic. Like I can create blogs, I can take in people's information from a email page, and this is what my my web page looks like now on beforethebusiness.com. And I want to change it up. I did use some AI in this one, and it makes it it's actually a lot easier to use WordPress, and WordPress is the largest used web page builder.
So you're saying that it's easier to use WordPress if you're going dynamic for a more dynamic website? It's
easier to use WordPress to create websites in general, right? It's way easier to create it using WordPress than it would be to type in the code and then create a website on GitHub. But you can still showcase your skills because
put us on game.
Right, because you can still showcase your skills, and I don't want to like show the back end of everything, but you can still showcase your skills by like having different animations and stuff. It still goes to my my different social media accounts, and then I have a little bit of information about myself. You can join the Discord, and then you can hit the email marketing list and get more information from me.
So is this something that you sent? Like, what do you use this for? I know that you kind of advertise. I see your YouTube channel is the highlight here.
Yes.
What do you primarily use it for?
And then also I use it for business as well. So I have an event page where I have taken I do photography. So
I didn't know that.
Yep, I would take pictures for people and then put them up on my website as well. So that's something more that you can use it for. And so if I were to try and show somebody this, I could be like, hey, this is my webpage. I was able to create it using WordPress. And then I also run a YouTube channel based around technology and tech. So if I were to try and look for a new position, and I can probably use something like this to showcase that, hey, he's able to create a website. And you could also go in the back end and change the CSS and JavaScript as well to add more functionality.
Shout out to CSS and JavaScript. Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, well,
fellas, if I got anything, go ahead.
Yeah, with the topic of WordPress, I called it quits on WordPress B2B. I got hacked like a couple times throughout the years on my WordPress site. And so I get it, it is easy to get it set up and running, it's one of the easiest platforms to set up, CSMs.
I'll put you on right now.
But I found another type of website that you could build, and it's all just like Markdown. You can host it wherever you want to. So you can host it on GitHub, you can host it on but it's a static website builder. And see, that's my problem with and I understand you showing WordFence. Yeah, and I understand you showing WordFence up there, B2B. I had all that, you know what I'm saying?
You had all that too?
Still got hacked, man.
Facts, man.
And
hate to see it.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think it might have been plugins that were either behind or something like that. All those vulnerability scanners, they tell people how to get into it, and they just upload it like some PHP. Well, anyway, so I found the static web builder where it doesn't have a backend. It also makes your website a little bit faster, because with WordPress, what it does is it anytime someone requests the site, it queries the database and grabs all the stuff from the back end and bring it up to the front each time someone requests your site, unless it's cached and all that good stuff. But these static sites are a little bit faster now, and the one I use now is Hugo. And so it builds out the site. Well, you basically install an application, you write up your Markdown pages, they have templates and all that stuff for it. All you do is write down your Markdown pages and add them in a specific directory, and then run a command, and it'll generate a full static website for you. Just upload those files to your web server and you get to go.
Okay.
So I mean, it's just an alternative. I'm just throwing it out there.
What's the name of it again?
It's called Hugo. So HUGO.
HUGO.
And actually, I could show my site right fast. As well.
Dope, yeah.
I'm not trying to one
show
up
and
you.
Tell. Let's go.
No, not trying to one up you, B&B. I'm just showing you something.
I'm up here to compete now. We doing.
I came out here to flex.
Hey, I pulled mine up. Mine ready.
Yeah.
Listen, we ready. Hey, listen. Hey. Show and tell with the tech guys, tech Avengers.
Yeah. So this is my documentation website. I just created this using Hugo, and it's basically just to point out my course. So I got my course broken out up in here, and then also on the main page is kind of like what you have B2B, where it just kind of directs people to my YouTube channel. I had book recommendations. It looks like the links are not working. My introduction to Linux course, and just some information about what Linux is and all that stuff. I need to add a little more to it, but whatever. And then also all these articles on Markdown. I wrote them in Markdown, just like what you write in GitHub, Gabe.
Yeah.
This was all written in Markdown. And I remember going to the cheat sheet to figure out all these.
I'm telling you, all those links and how to put it. Yeah. I like Markdown, man. It's clean.
Yeah,
it's very
cool.
clean. Yeah.
And just to quickly show you, this is what I was talking about earlier. Actually,
share whatever. Listen, there is no rush here. Yeah, feel free.
Yeah, you went to his page earlier, and and it was like the back end of it or something. But I wanted to show you the front end of his actual GitHub page. Where the hell did I put it? I know I put it in the chat. For some reason, I couldn't drop links in the chat. I think that's what it was. Well,
are you a moderator over here?
Yeah, I think I'm. Yeah, I am, but I don't think it probably just didn't bring it up or whatever, or allow me to post a link. Oh, but this, let me show you. Oh, Tim. And then you went to like the first one, but I was gonna show you like his main. Is this it?
It
looked totally different from that.
So if you go here, I had it. If you go to that, I think it was his portfolio.
There we go, right here. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
See?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wanted to show you this part. I don't know if you can see my page. Oh yeah, you can't see it no more. Or can you?
I can see him.
Yeah, you can still see it. Oh, okay. Yeah. And you see all that stuff. I was like, man, this is dope. I was trying to see how I could replicate some of this stuff. You know, he got the stats right here, like, and I don't know why it's not showing up right, but it normally show like the amount of people watching his page or following his stuff and all that.
That was going to be another question that I had about metrics, right? About like, how do you know if people are clicking on your links? Or I'm sure you developer folk and Lou, y'all probably know more about that. But how are y'all knowing if people are actually clicking on your page? It's not just a website that nobody going to.
Well, WordPress tells you.
Yeah, it does.
It will let you know at the top how many people are actually clicking on your website.
Okay, dope.
And it gives you some demographics as well, depending on if you have like a SEO, like Yoast. Yoast is one of the biggest ones. I use Rank Math, which is a competitor.
Okay.
Yeah, competitor for Yoast, for SEO or search engine optimization platform. So they'll kind of, and then also Google has some capabilities to tell you some more demographics as well for Google Ads.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, Lou, what you got on it? Man?
Yeah, we waiting on the stunt. Come on, Lou.
And then we gotta get PPO.
Yeah, we got
Well, no, I mean it's not really a stunt. I mean, I see because you guys are saying like personal pages. So I'm not stunting on that. Y'all got that's great. Y'all got personal pages. I was just saying like a portfolio to show web development skills. So I have a I guess I'll share my desktop, huh? Probably better share my desktop, huh?
If it's StreamYard, you could just share the window.
The window is better?
Yeah, because that'll just so you can be in like one tabbed window and it can only get to those tabs, nothing else.
Okay, cool.
Somebody would say I got spicy content, they gaslighting me. I know I don't got no spice. I don't got nothing on here.
This the new PC. I ain't this bare bones.
Yeah, Spider-Man on there.
Yeah. I be
here. I'm sorry. No, you got a PS5.
I got a PC. I got some Steam. I got some Cybersecurity.
I'm sorry, you sharing?
Yeah,
pardon me.
Let me know what it is.
So yep.
So y'all see it now. So this excuse me. So this is called Vercel.
Okay.
You guys are familiar with React.js? It's a JavaScript framework. So they have they upgraded. It's called Next.js, right? And it's a better framework. It has better functionality on the website to use as an actual website because they call it like SEO,
like search engine optimization.
Yeah, it's SEO something. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, this is like the way they do it is lightweight. It's better to write code. So you can So I went to this one website called Front End Mentors where they have like a bunch of different so they'll show you things like let me show. Wait, so this is Next.js, but this is the portfolio. I showed this before. This is the portfolio I use to get that people actually care about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this is cool. They got things called this is called Netlify.
Yeah.
I had a few. I had my personal portfolio page on here. Let me see.
So these are ways to host your portfolio, or these are different. These are alternatives to GitHub, or
They're all rooted. So I put them on GitHub.
Yeah.
And then I connected it to them, and it hosts it. It pushes it deploys the code to.
Yeah, it's basically a web app.
Basically, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then so they got different one. They got Netlify and Vercel. They use those to like host your whatever code you created, your web apps on GitHub. So my GitHub, man, I got. Yeah, I got. Let me see.
You go to your repo. Yeah.
Yeah, so they got this is like a user search. I don't think I completed that one though, but they yeah, I mean they got a lot of stuff on here. I mean, this is way back in the day. I need to get back into this, man, because I was this is like back in the day, man. I was going crazy. I got look, I had this right here. This was like a landing page I made like for
cars, yeah,
like some cars. I don't know why it's
after time passes, sometimes code just deprecates, so it kind of messes up. So that's why I didn't want to show my website. I was like, it's been some years. It's been since like 2017. I didn't update.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, this was like, this is pulling from a movie API, so that way it will never change. But this was cool. I did this at a boot camp though. Okay, this is probably one of the projects that you do. Now, I wouldn't really recommend because everybody has like a movie app project, right? You got to kind of like.
Oh, I didn't know that. Listen, I'm brand new to this stuff, so
Gabe, like that's a good point. Is that a lot of these courses and boot camps, they use a lot of the same projects to put on people's resumes. Having a project is better than having none, though.
Yeah,
but you know what's funny though? This project right here, where's it at? Here we go. This project right here, this is the one that actually people cared about though. Like all the other projects, like you said, B2B, where everybody does it. It doesn't impress anybody. It's like the stuff that it looks bulky, it looks iffy, but it has like a general usefulness, right? Like, I mean, and it has some type of utility.
And a lot of the time, software engineers aren't really the best designers and stuff. So it's it's not going to really point out to a lot of people. So like a lot of people, what they do is for their websites, they hire a designer, but then they do the code. Like, for like businesses and stuff like that.
And that's some of what front end developers do. So back end developers will set up the code, write the code, and the front end developers will put it all together in a presentable manner. You know what I'm saying?
And then even in corporate, they work with designers, like the front end developers. They work with the designer, UX and UI designer. And then what they do is they use a app called Figma. Which is now owned by Adobe, and because they had Adobe XD and have Figma, and what they'll do is they'll create like a web page or like a specific button or for a feature, and then they'll send it to the front end developers to then make it work as far as the JavaScript, and then for any other functionality they'll go to a data engineer like me or some other back end developer to then make the functionality. They say going to a database or something like that.
Okay. I didn't know any of that. So a lot of people have websites and things that have been developed and configured and designed by front-end developers. Okay. That's what's up. That makes sense. Yeah, make a lot of sense.
Sure. Oh, my bad.
Like even for another example, you'll see, and that's why I brought up WordPress as well, because you'll see a lot, pretty much PHP is the most used language as far as on the web, because there's so many web page builders like WordPress, like there's a few other ones.
Yeah.
And Shopify, Wix, all of them use PHP. And what they'll do is they'll say, okay, well, we want to get this website up at a certain period of time because time is money. We don't want to spend too much time trying to build everything from scratch. So they'll use these website builders. They'll hire on a team for the UI, UX. They hire on a team for the front end developers and then the back end developers. And the back end developers, usually they don't really see too much of the front end of everything. They usually see everything as far as the database and the code base.
Okay, that's what's up.
Can you show me what you were doing, Gabe? What you were showing your GitHub?
Oh, I was. Let's see. Let's go back to screen share window. I learned that today.
I've been on my cybersecurity, man. I've been on it, man.
So I've been showing just a GitHub pages. So this is what B2B just taught me: a static website, static web page, and it comes from like my GitHub account. So you can create. So one of my repositories. Let me see if I can find it.
Let me follow you on GitHub.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, one of my repositories. You can name it portfolio, and then it's pretty much a README page and a config.yaml file. So you configure it within this config.yaml. You put the theme and everything in here. Show downloads. You can put true. I can comment things out in here. You can put an image and everything in here, but it goes based upon this particular template. And then you do some other configurations and settings here within GitHub, and like changing the default branch to main. You have to do some other stuff in pages, but it's a this YouTube account or this YouTube video. It shows you step by step of it, and then it pretty much produces this, right? And this is something that I was saying that we can direct ourselves or direct individuals to as it concerns the work and the projects that we've done, rather than always saying, oh yeah, just go to my LinkedIn or whatever. It can show like projects, maybe passion projects, our YouTube channels. Show it's kind of like an all-in-one encompassing place to show people digitally the work that we've done, rather than always just going to LinkedIn and also being able to quote unquote show your work. So that's kind of what I was doing, and I was doing some editing here.
I need to.
Anybody else want to jump in there?
Yeah, I need to clean up my. I put it in my. I couldn't. Maybe GitHub's changed. I'm trying to. I don't see what the search spot is. I put my profile in the back.
Okay.
GitHub.
Yeah. You want us to go to it? Check it out.
I just followed it for you, bro. I'm about
to follow it too. You want us to go to it, Lou?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Dope. Let me see. Let me go here. I just followed it as well. So we just doing a little show and tell because I wouldn't say I'm newer to GitHub, but I don't really utilize it so much in cybersecurity. But I feel like, if it just makes sense to put your projects, especially when I'm writing code here and there, like might as well put it up there and display what's going on. So we see here, you got 52 repos in this mug. Are these ones that you've contributed to? So tell us about this. Is this thing?
Could you refresh it real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yep, I just refreshed it again.
Yeah.
So when it says 52 repos, are these all ones that you like are following, or are these ones that you created, or like
I created them joints? I was going.
You created 52 repos. You was going crazy.
Yeah, man.
52.
If you look at what was it, 2021, look at my commits.
2021.
2020, 2021.
Let's see what it said. Let's go to 2021. Yeah, you was going crazy. 2020. Yeah, January. Listen,
2020. Yeah, that was
crazy. You about to go crazy.
Yeah, I haven't really been using it as of lately, but
yeah,
man,
2022, you was out of there.
Yeah, I haven't.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I haven't done any commits.
Yeah, when you get a job, it's kind of like you're already busy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's the funny thing. Like you do all this coding to get the job that you get in. Now you just
you don't have the code. Yeah.
And
that's interesting.
Not like you had the code every single day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was talking to go ahead, B2B.
You go ahead, Gabe. I already said it.
Now I was gonna say I was talking to like a friend I have. He works for AWS. He's a software developer here in Detroit. And he was saying that part of the work that he does, like they make them like contribute to open source projects. They make them do that as it concerns like some of their, like it's attached to their key performance indicators or their KPIs or like their bonuses and everything. Do you all have similar things that you all do at work or
No, not really, but I like that because I've always wanted to add that in my skill tree. Remember we talking about it yesterday? I always wanted to add that contributing open source projects in my repertoire.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Google, I got a friend at Google US. Once again, that's part of their give back to the community. So they tell you you got to take 10% of your time and do that because you giving I guess good vibes to the community, and a lot of stuff they reuse for their clients. So they want you to be out there and be active. So that's part of that. And two is, when you're $1 trillion company, you can let people, do a few things on their own. So.
Right. Because they want you to kind of own everything. Yeah, go ahead, keep it taking.
Yeah, and this is definitely a benefit to do that. You know what I'm saying? If you got some languages out there that you already know, just search GitHub for because you can search by languages that are being used for the project, and then just look in there, look for. I mean, you can even get contributions for misspelled words. You know what I'm saying? So you can search through and see misspelled words and then contact them and say, hey, this is corrected. And then, hey, can y'all approve this? And as long as they approve it, it'll show up that you contributed to that, project, and you can add that to your portfolio. So,
do you guys think like helping on YouTube and giving out information, is that like a form of giving back to the community too?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Most definitely, I think it is. I've got probably 10, 15 emails where people think. I had a CTO reach out to me today. I was talking about doing some no-code stuff and Power Automates for a GRC program. He asked, could he have my code? I told him, I don't have any code. so now I think it too is, I think that's one thing we need to push, like keep it tech. You get experience that way, especially if you if you help in one of the big open source, like those two. Now, if you work in Spring, one of those big Hibernate, you can contribute to those open source, and that, those are used by everybody. So,
and it's also a networking mechanism too, because as you're contributing to different branches of a code base, you'll probably be in contact with some of the main developers, right? And then you can also put that on your resume, like, hey, I've contributed to the following code bases. And I think that you can even do it in cybersecurity too. Like, there's a lot of cybersecurity projects. I know that I'm even thinking about it now. Like, there's a lot of tools that don't really have that are like networking type of GitHub projects, but it doesn't really have a lot of industrial protocols involved in them, like Modbus or DNP3 or Profinet. And I could contribute in that particular way. So this is a question, right? How do you find projects to contribute to? Right. As a newbie, I call myself a GitHub newbie, right? How do you find projects to contribute to?
Yeah,
that's a great question.
To me, it goes back to what you're trying to learn. That's why I pointed out, you could just look for projects for either code that you're either learning or you already know. And then just look through the project and see how it works, figure it out. Because I mean, that's one of the processes of learning as well. Just finding projects out there that are already built to see how the code actually works and how it interacts with whatever they're building. Right. And then you can try to replicate that at some point, or you can contribute to theirs if you see mistakes, or if you see a better way. That's a way of learning. If you find a better way to where it's less on memory or something like that, depending on whatever the application is doing, or it uses less memory or something by writing it this way, or it speeds up a process, or a function that's written in there, it speeds up a function. That's the way of learning. That's what you're gonna see in the real world. You know what I'm saying? And so that's one of the ways I would say people can look for projects that they can contribute to.
And those projects have tickets in there too. People are asking for enhancements on those projects, so you could try to do one of the enhancements, or like you said, help people do the enhancements. Go ahead, B2B.
So Gabe, I wanted to. So if you go to my repository, there's a project in there called Economical, the very first one. So I wanted to kind of show this off. So this is working with NCR's their API and they have multiple different APIs. But if you go to like the dev post link that you're right next to. So this one actually won. Yeah, it's popping up now. So I won along with my team. We won a contest, a hackathon for this project. And that's another way I can see a lot of people being able to get their name out there, to be able to get a position or get a job. We won third place, and actually I won. Hold on. I won these headphones, these Bose quiet comfort headphones.
Oh wow,
they're like $300.
That's what's up.
That's dope.
As a part of the project for winning the project. That's what's up. And it says that you worked on the back end and front end, chose to use Android app, Android Studio in order to implement. Listen, let's go. That's what's up.
Yep. So
tell us a little more about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the whole thing about it was that we were trying to see how can us as college students at the time be able to get the cheapest food and the closest locations, because either you may not have a vehicle and you don't have that much money. So what can you do? Cool. So we use the NCR's API to be able to find the locations of different food places, such as grocery stores or even fast food restaurants. And then also,
what is the NCR? Can you tell us what NCR is? Yeah.
Ooh, the NCR is a big company within Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know the acronym. Give me 1 second. It's a corporation. No, it's all good. Yeah.
National Convention Restaurants or something. I just threw it out there.
It's like payment processing. So.
Okay.
Hold on. So the company stands for NCR Corporation, American Manufacturer of Cash Registers and Information Processing Systems.
It's an old
National Cash Register. That's the name of it.
It's an old company. That's like IBM old, ain't it? That's an old company.
Yep. And this actually won me an interview with NCR as well. Yes.
Nice.
And I had some pictures of myself back then when we actually won it, but I don't have it up on the GitHub.
Yeah, so that's what's up.
It was definitely a good experience. They had just built up a new building out there, but as far as this project, we decided to go with Android because we didn't have Mac computers, and the only way to make a iPhone app is to have a Mac computer. And at that time, we were going to be using Swift, but ended up going with Android Studio. And then this is before Flutter and everything else came out, where you can do hybrid apps, but even still you need a Mac computer to do the iPhone side of things.
Grader was super popular for a minute though. That was super popular because I used to do Spring and Hybrid, and it was part of that. And it's part of that Java click, right? Grader and all that for the build.
So here is a beautiful example of utilizing GitHub, kind of utilizing what the work that you've been doing in order to kind of showcase some of your skill sets. And like you said, the result was you getting an interview, right? So that's what's up. That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Definitely.
You know what?
So you created this. You go ahead.
I want to say this, man. I got to say this because B2B. You know what? That's an excellent point. I honestly believe if you are utilizing an API, and you're creating something of value such as that, I just don't think, bro, you can't be turned away. I just think you got to get an internship or interview out of that.
Yeah,
because a lot of people don't have it, and it's not like just a cook copy and paste cookie cutter off YouTube tutorial type. It's like an actual utility, something that people interact with, people you can send it to and they can use. You know what I mean? Like something that's actual value.
And the other thing too, and I think I'll let B2B chimed in, is when you work with a team, especially a hackathon, somebody becomes the leader, somebody gets good at that, you got to communicate, and sometimes you don't get along. So how did that work out for you for your project?
You got some people on your team.
Yeah. So as far as that project, it was interesting. So I was pretty much the lead in this one, and I also was the main speaker, but then also the one who was doing most of the coding. But what I will say is, I worked with two people from Georgia Tech, and they were extremely intelligent people. With this, it was kind of like we wanted to do something that could relate to people. So somebody else came up with the idea, and then I came up and I said, okay, we can do the code, but we also need to show something as well. So I created the graphics as well, and I was using Photoshop for that.
Okay.
So, and I think what really helped us win was the guy's idea and the images that I created, more so than the actual functionality of the project. Because even though we were able to accomplish and connect to the API and get the information, showing that we could do it was more important.
Dope. I do want to get to a couple of these questions in the chat. Casual comments, and feel free to jump in, anybody. It says for tech, I'm thinking they're saying, is it good, I guess, GitHub pages as important as LinkedIn? So which one is more important? I think LinkedIn, because more people are on that platform. Right. But if you're trying to display your work, especially as it concerns code, I would say GitHub. So I would say you probably need both. I wouldn't outweigh one over the other.
Yeah, I think LinkedIn gonna get you in the door, but when you interview, especially technical people, they want to see something. They want to see some code that's gonna make them feel better. Like you said, especially if you like be to be connected to the back end, you using JDBC or PHP. How are you doing it? How are you bringing it? Which took me forever. You putting in an object in Java, and you passing it to the UI developers so they can do a pull down or whatever they want to do it from a back end to the front end. People want to see that, especially from a tech. That's what I want to see when I do technical interviews. You just talking. I want to see what you created. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm gonna just kind of say the same thing. Your LinkedIn is 10 times better if you got a link to your GitHub page. So as long as you update, your LinkedIn and point people to your GitHub page, they'll see what you're working on. You know what I'm saying? So it's a great add-on.
I was just gonna say that exact same thing. It's an add-on. It's an expansion of the work that you've been able to do. So I do have this question here. So Axel says, have any of y'all ever worked on a team that looks like this panel? So I like my co-workers, but code switching too much adds to fatigue sometimes.
I've been in this tech for 30 years. And I'm usually the only black person. And gave it to you. The higher you get up, it'd be less black people. The only thing, and be to laugh, I went to an Oracle training inside Atlanta. It was so many black people. I just went around hugging people because I never seen so many black people today. I was just hugging people. They thought I was weird, but no, Axel, you know the answer to that question. Everybody else chime in.
Yeah. Anybody else want to get?
Gabe, you just put up a picture of you being the only black person
all the time. In the MIC3.
Facts.
Yeah, you could barely see me. I was all the way in the back.
Yeah, you still stood out though.
Keeping me behind.
Yeah, I remember I was at the Red Hat convention, and I was just super excited to find a developer, a black developer, and I sat down and had like an hour conversation with that guy.
Wow.
He actually worked for Red Hat and all that stuff. So, I mean, essentially, I'm just saying the same thing everybody else up here said. I mean, majority of the time, well, at least when I was coming up, because it's changing a little bit more. You're starting to see a little bit more, or maybe it's just that online perception that.
I gotta chime in real quick. I'm gonna chime in, and I'm fooling myself. I think because we hang out a lot.
Yeah,
it's just us, man.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just us.
That's right. But yeah, throughout my career, I've been like the only black person in the room in most cases when it came to working these types of jobs. So,
and I hate to say this, like I went to like this one school, and they had kind of like two different, like a tech school, whatever. And it had like two different tracks. I left the school, but it was basically like computer science and like networking and IT, and like all the black people went to like the IT, the IT networking route. But I was only a black dude in the computer science route, and I was trying to do my thing. Like, man, why don't y'all come? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was one dude. I was like, man, come over to this. He's like, no, I can't do that, bro. That's for them white boys. I was like, man, bro, come on, bro. Like, I've heard that like a lot of times, and I'm not. Because you can't. It's not about. It's kind of just discipline to do certain things. It's not. You know what I mean? But not even just that. Like Gabe is in cybersecurity, keep it techie, database, PBO's doing consult. security as well. So I mean, they experience the same things. Maybe it's not just mine. Maybe it's just a STEM thing in general, really.
Nah, I agree. I mean, even when I was doing electrical engineering, I was always the only one. It might have been one or two others, but here and there, and we might even be in different generations, right? So it's you almost never find a peer if there's more of you. So yeah.
Let's look at this panel, man. We all pretty much in different generations almost, man.
Yeah.
Like, so it's and you see it. And like I said, when I did computer science shit in 1990, I think I was the only black person in my class, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's from 1990. The sad thing about it, I was on a panel with B2B and Maximilian. And I was like, Max was the only one. I think B2B said he was the only one. You said you was the only one, Gabe. Luke said he was the only one. So my thing is, and I'm gonna shut up. I'm on my soapbox. Are we getting any better in this tech? Like, we keep talking about it's more of us, but I don't see that more of us.
No. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Anybody got anything on that?
Yeah, I don't see it on the local level. I see more of it. I see more chatter on the internet. I see more black people on the internet. Maybe just the algorithm. Maybe we're just drawn to that. We're just drawn to each other just off the, you know what I mean?
Yeah. How about areas that are more like where there's more African American concentration of like a population? Like, because B2B, I think you're in Atlanta, right?
I live in Atlanta.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say that throughout my whole time working in corporate, I would only see probably like one other person. So when I was in my internship, there was only one other person who was in the tech space, but then everybody else, all the other black people are also like in HR or something.
Okay.
They're in like other different functions. So they're
tech
not going to
adjacent.
be.
It's more tech adjacent. Mm-hmm.
Well, not even tech adjacent. I'm talking about HR people. They're like a whole different side of things. They're just working in corporate.
Like,
like you see accountants, right? I see a black accountant, but they're on a whole different floor. And with that, when I would see the most amount of black people as at tech events, specifically black tech events. So when I went to like Render ATL, or if I go to Black is Tech, then that's when I would see the most amount of black people. And that's really the only place where you can see like, dang, you have so many people, but they're all like spread out.
Right. We called them all like it was like the Tech Avengers. We came to one event. So that's everybody in the United States at one event, man.
Yeah.
I can understand. You got a lot of people from other when I would meet people, they would be in like from DC or they'll be from California, and they're just coming all the way over to Atlanta. Even though there's a ton of black people in Atlanta, most of the people who went to the event didn't even live in Atlanta. One thing I wanted to point out though is that there are so many black people in tech, but then you never see them unless they're like paying all this money to go to these conferences. They pay a lot of money to go to the conference, to fly there, pay for the ticket, the food, and all this other kind of stuff. So just to be around other black people.
So are they paying for the illusion of being in tech?
Well, it's the showing the representation, right? A lot of people actually believe that when you go to a conference, right, they believe that you'll get a job by going to the conference.
Yeah,
which is it's just not necessarily going to happen for everybody, right? They do hire at conferences, but it's not going to be like, you go up there and you're guaranteed a job or you're guaranteed an interview. There's a lot of people who believe that if they go to these conferences, they pay $800. Some people pay $1,000 for the ticket, and they don't get anywhere, but they get a whole bunch of LinkedIn connections.
So would that money be better spent purchasing some training?
The $15,000 course.
I don't know. I don't know. But
certification.
We were talking about that motivation.
That's a good point, because that's networking versus being self-taught.
Okay.
But listen, we were talking about that motivation piece before. Sometimes people can feel more invigorated. They can feel more energetic if they're like, okay, like I went somewhere where I'm able to connect with my peers because that's what like DEF CON and Black Hat are, right? They're just places where people connect with their security peers that they might have been working with over the years. And then they come back to work kind of reinvigorated, new ideas and feeling more fresh to go back to work and be able to do things. So maybe it's very similar as it concerns being with Black tech professionals. So I think it's more of that.
That's why those companies are there. They're there to gather information to send back to those organizations that you work for in order for you to advertise whatever piece of software they're offering. I'm sorry. PBO, go ahead.
No, you're right. I guess my thing is I think there's two things in there. Like you said, I think Gabe's right with the invigor. But when I went to my first Oracle conference, I came back with a certain level. My skills got a lot better because we were talking about some techniques I've never seen, and they had some of the top in the Midwest. And B2B know that I was doing my selects wrong. My joins were a little off. I was burning extra blocks and selects. So they started showing you some Oracle super specific stuff, right? But my company paid for it. I was staying in a 5-star hotel in Atlanta, man. So
you know what? Can I? Oh man,
go ahead.
You just unlocked them. Normally, I thought I told you. I got to tell this story, bro, about a hackathon, bro. Oh my god, y'all. So this is what I started when I was doing the boot camp, and they just kind of offered people they want to come to the hackathon. So I went to the hackathon, right? I was the only Black dude there, and so with the hackathon, you got to pair up with a teammate, right? You know, pair programming. So, you know, I'm going around, I'm asking people. This one dude, I asked him, was he using like, you know, what text are they using? He looked at me like, oh, like I didn't know what, you know what I'm saying? Like for me to ask that must mean I don't know what I'm doing, right? And I was kind of young and early in the game, and I'm like, bro, he was just being a total ass about it. You know what I'm saying? Excuse, I'm sorry, my bad. He was being a total like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, bro. So there was this white guy there, right? Nobody was talking to him either. So I was like, bro, you want to link? You know what I'm saying? It was just me and him. Bro, come to find out, this dude was the senior software engineer at like Walmart. He worked on the Walmart app. Bro, this dude was showing me all type of stuff, like testing framework, you know what I mean? Just breaking all this down. He changed our keyboard to something. I was like, bro, I don't know what you doing, bro. He changed the keyboard to something else. And I was like, I just using that example, I learned a whole bunch. And I advise a lot of people to explore events like that because you never know who you're gonna run into. You never know what you're gonna learn. You know, lifetime experience. And
like I said, that can actually take you to a higher senior level. Like I said, I've cooked up. It was one Black dude at Oracle, like Dev Luce. I met some other cool guys, and I linked up with him, and I was like, man, I thought I was good. I felt like I had a lot to learn. But I think when I go to a conference, that's what I'm looking for. But I'm a senior guy. I'm not trying to find another job. I'm trying to get my skills to another level, right? So that's going to be my mission in cloud. How do you get those skills? And that's what I go to conference for. I ain't trying to link up with people. I ain't trying to connect with people. I'm paying $800, $2,000. I got to come away with some new skills. So that's my motivation.
Yeah. So PBO being the classes, all the classes that they got, or whatever.
All of them.
Everybody else poured in and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's
back row.
And that was my
go ahead.
And that was my whole purpose for asking that question, B2B, because based on like if you go into a conference, and it's not to bash any Black conferences or whatever at all. If the people are majority of the people coming there trying to get into the field, will you make good connections then? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because especially if you're like at a mid-level or something like that. So do you? So what I'm saying is, could that money have been well spent somewhere else as far as training and all that stuff? If it's not really a benefit as far as the people you're gonna be around during, I don't know, like Afrotech. That's one of the ones I was thinking about in my head.
Yeah,
and I like Afrotech. It looked cool. It looked like it has some good information and all that stuff. Not saying it's not a benefit to certain people, because it could be, but based on your situation, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, keep it taking. To answer your question, I think that it depends on the conference, right? Not all conferences are made the same. Right. And when you're talking about the examples I gave, Render ATL, Blackest Tech, Render ATL specifically have very short talks, like micro talks, like 30 minutes, or sometimes it was like 15-minute talk, and it's not a long enough time for you to actually learn anything. But they do have workshops like that that would go over like AI and things like that. But when I think about the workshops, none of them really apply to what I did. Right. So it would be kind of useless for me to go to it because they're talking about React, and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to use React unless I wanted to completely change my career.
Right.
So they do offer training at these conferences, but people don't utilize it. And the training that they give is such a small amount that you won't really be able to fully benefit unless you sit up here and look up to it for yourself. So that's just to get some context to it.
Yeah, and they also be having like, I don't know, and there's nothing wrong with that. I get it. You want to bring some entertainment value to it, I guess. Like Killer Mike and all this stuff gonna be there, and I'm like, okay. I mean, that's good for the overall marketing of the event, but I don't know, is that the main focus, and are you attracting people that are not really gonna take advantage of all the stuff there?
So. Let me tell you some of my experience. I used to be heavily involved with an organization called NSBE, stands for National Society of Black Engineers. Mm-hmm. And we had a regional conference and we had a national conference. We also had a leadership conference every year. I used to sit on the regional board for my region. And during national conference, it's so funny because there were so many people that were there, right? So many people who were quote unquote Black engineers or undergrad Black engineers. They came there to party. Dudes used to come there for the girls. It was also like a Black fraternity sorority type of thing too. So it was always a huge party, and it would just be people coming out the woodworks. It would be just bumping the whole time. And we also had celebrities that performed and everything. But then it's like, one thing I noticed, because I was in it all throughout undergrad, I would notice that not the same people were at the conferences from year. Like it would always be like drop off. Like it'd always be like typically like undergrad, like freshmen and sophomores there, or freshmen and sophomores. But you would notice that people changing their majors because they ain't staying in engineering. Right. They was going to the conferences for the party, for the turn up. They was going to, like my man said, Axel said, to be flashy and do all this stuff and socialize, but they really weren't focused on like the aspects of the conference that can really help them in their career. Things like the career fair. The career fair at times will be one of the most least attended things at the conference. People was looking for them LLCs, right? Engineering the LLC thing, or wherever had free food or the parties. But the career fairs, people weren't really going there. So that's some of my experience, and I'll pass it on. Let me.
Yeah, I wanted to add on another point is that when you're talking about the entertainment aspect of things, they actually will bring out, like, they'll have a whole concert, and it will be so many people that go to the club afterwards. And people are looking for relationships at these tech conferences. And somebody trying to get twerked on at the club. You know what I mean? That's what happens at these Black tech conferences. And I hate to say it, like, if you paying to get a job, it's not really going to be that many opportunities for you to be able to get that. But what I would say is it's still valuable to go because you can still make good connections. Because what happens is the more conferences you go to, you'll start to see the same people over and over again, and you get to know them by name, and they're in the industry or they're a business owner, and then you can be able to get opportunities based off of that. But that's if you are able to go to many different conferences, or if you can get free tickets to go to these conferences or events. Which is what I do.
Free. Yeah,
I always try to get a free ticket. Yeah, always. Right. Or the ticket is so cheap. Like, I had the cheapest ticket that I've seen that I was able to get was like $20, but that was because I had a voucher to get it, and the full cost of it was like $800, all the way down to $20. That's all I had to pay, and that was because I was not partnering. I got a voucher from Technologies of Color, and they would give me free tickets to go to these conferences and stuff like that if you go and participate in their raffle, and that's how I'll go. So
yeah, and I just want to make sure nobody thinks that I don't know, saying that Black people can't hold a successful event or anything like that. I'm not going down that road. I was just throwing it out there for conversation's sake, and just to get an understanding to help anyone that's making a decision.
But it's almost like that hook, though, right? Because isn't that like, if we know that a lot of African Americans, if we focus, if that's a part of our culture in many cases, that might be the hook to get them to the conference. But then once they're there, like, you know, I'm not sure. Listen, I don't got the answers. I don't got the answers.
That's not a good answer.
It could be a marketing. What I'm saying is, it might be a marketing ploy to get us to the conferences.
But Gabe, let me ask you.
So go ahead, B2B. That's bad. Go ahead.
What constitutes as a successful tech conference? Because if the marketing happened, people showed up, the vendors were able to get their people to sign up for their QR code and their emails. They were able to get all the money, and then they have another conference the next year. Unlike, you know, I know Lou always talks about the Manosphere meetup, but they have a future conference coming up. Would that not be considered a successful conference?
Yeah.
No, I think it depends on what side you're on, B2B. Like, the vendors can have a successful conference, but did you learn what you learned? Did you meet who you want to meet, right? There's two sides. There's a business side, a personal side, your career side. Maybe you want to go get twerked on, right? It's what you expect to get out the conference, right? What are you signing up? When you go to conference, you should set goals of what you want to get out that conference.
Yeah,
you want to meet the
trying to swag surf, like exposure.
With the big BBL in Atlanta, because we there. Hey, you know, you can check them out. If you're trying to learn some new AWS data lake, no SQL model, you didn't learn that. That's a failure, right? So what are you really trying to get out the conference? I think.
Hey, I want to hear Lou, bro. You got like super quiet, man. What's up, bro?
Lou be good. No, Lou ain't saying nothing because he can go into them. Listen, Lou be going to the conferences, the swag surf with the bro. Lou, like, I ain't gonna let y'all talk about me.
I was setting up. My bad. I know B2B about to go live. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I know you about to go live B2B, but John Morant coming back today. So
listen. I gotta see that.
I'm sorry, B2B. I
gotta see that. I gotta see that.
I'm sorry. I was setting up my stream for that.
You know what? I might have to check it out. I might have to move it to tomorrow then.
Jai is back. Jai is back. The West.
I was setting up my stream for that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just had to, no, I was listening in. Keep it to you. I'm sorry. I don't want to sound like this, but when they put
even call me let me
no, bro. It's like when they be putting it's when they put
tech coon. Sorry, go ahead.
It's like when they put that black. I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in it. Like, I'm sorry. If it's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I know it's messed up, but like if I go to an event and they talking about like Linux, I'm there to learn some Linux. You know what I'm saying? If it's like a React JS, like B2B was talking about earlier, I know I'm gonna learn some React. There's gonna be some people in there that's talking about React, and if I see some Black people there around that, that's gonna be a stronger bond, I believe, in some ways. I believe because
of relatability, background.
Because if it's just Black, I mean, I don't know. It's just like what B2B says. It's gonna be a club type event. It's gonna be networking. It's gonna be twerking. It's gonna be swag surfing. Now I'm not against that. It's just understand what it is. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta get a little swag. You gotta swag surf a little bit from time to time.
You can't go wrong.
It's a stress reliever. It's a stress reliever, but for our community.
Exotic.
Absolutely. You gotta put your head. Everybody lock arms, and it's a stress reliever. It's a tech stress reliever. But my position is that I think that one thing that we've seen so often is that there are deficiencies within all of our respective fields of tech. There are so many people who don't know what they're doing, or we don't have enough people to do what we need them to do in tech. Where that's why a lot of times I market my content on my channel is like, it's for everybody, because we need, especially as it concerns cybersecurity, we need so many people as resources to fight against the current threat landscape. So I don't really focus in just on Black, but at the same time, I do also recognize that I come from a Western Black background. So my relatability is with you fellas, right? But at the same, so I don't market my material to only Black people, but I tend to gravitate towards Black people because we share very similar experiences, just like every other group of individual in the world. And so that's kind of my position with it. But yeah, go ahead.
There's nothing wrong with that because I mean, because like you said, you're going to naturally. As a matter of fact, like those conferences we were just talking about. If I go to a hack, what's that one? Not Hack Reactor. DEF CON. If I go to DEF CON and I see Gabe keep taking, I'm instantly gonna run over there to y'all. Instantly. It's not even gonna be. You know what I'm saying? What's up, family? I'm just gonna call y'all family. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But and you know, like you said, like the Renter ATL events. I mean, we hanging out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's similar to when I joined the military. Like you just naturally gravitate to people that look like you. I mean, it's in any situation. But yeah, Red Hat didn't have to advertise Garth Brooks to get a whole bunch of people to go to their conference. So why you gotta have Killer Mike at the I know Black one? You see what I'm saying? So
that's what make us show up. What you mean? That's what
I think
we show up.
And keep it taking. Let me add this in too, because not only will they say Killer Mike will be on there, they'll put like a scammer on there like Jay Morrison, and he'll be like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and have such and such come up here to speak, and they won't even be a person in tech. They'll be somebody who just talking about entrepreneurship, and then that's what they turn tech events into. They turn it into an entrepreneurship event where, like I had put up in the Discord a little while ago, a few months ago, talking about the Revolt World. I don't know if you guys heard of it, but it was supposed to be a tech conference. It was a tech conference last year at Revolt Summit, and it's owned by Revolt, which was owned by Diddy, right? And then I went to it and I was like, man, they aren't really talking too much about tech. They talking about everything else but, you know, and then you look at the people explaining what it is. It's a tech conference, but it's also an entrepreneurship conference, and then it's like everything else. Yeah, but it's for Black people. Absolutely. And that's what they turn it into.
And just like you're speaking right now, I have a website up here. It's called Black Men in Tech. It's a conference that's been happening, I think, for the last 2 or 3 years. It's in Florida, right? There's Rick Ross.
Shout out to Rick.
You saw Rick Ross. You see these fellas meeting and everything. And, you know, I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, but I just think that there are certain things that kind of appeal and kind of draw our community and demographic of people to conferences. I mean, look, I think they're about to have a slide where there's kids doing stuff, but then we also see there's a level of turn up. So they swag surfing, just like we were saying. They step in, they dancing. Yeah. You know, I mean, hey, I can't be mad at them, but at the same time, I'm like, you know.
Go ahead. This is funny because I actually met these people at Render ATL. So I met the founder, and actually on their advertising, the same guy. I made a video the other day talking about the MLMs versus like software engineering. The same guy who was on the advertisement is in the advertisement on their website, and I was like, man, this one of the guys who over here trying to get me into an MLM.
Because tech people got money, right? So when you get a tech, we got money. So the play is to get your money into an MLM to give it to them, right? So,
it wasn't them, it wasn't the owners or anything. It was just one of the people that had in the advertisement who was like turning up because they had like the silent disco party.
Well, they call it the Thrive Conference, right? And they have tickets that are coming up. They have sponsorships by certain organizations like Kraft and Heinz, Workday, Fastly. They're getting investment, right? The DE&I, diversity, equity, inclusion. So there's a lot of this happening. We got Rick Ross. We got the Turn Up, Thrive, right? So this, hey, if this speaks to you, I in no way am saying don't go. I would say that you want to get something valuable, right? You want to walk away with some takeaways. If your only takeaway is a turn up, I think you have wasted your conference attendance. I'm not gonna lie. I think you have wasted, because they have certain things, right? They have like micro sessions. opportunities and pathways to securing government tech roles, right? Win with LinkedIn, right? You need to walk away with something, leverage your superpower and utilizing your transferable skills. Tech startups, ideas of innovation. So it looks like they have some informative, at least from the titles, right? Mm-hmm. These could be turn-up sessions, but I'm saying from the titles, we see that these seem to be very valuable things. Understanding and building your credit, right? So we have some financial literacy here. So, you know, I think that, listen, there's a lot of different things, and this is called Black Men in Tech Conference, and I'm going to drop this here in the chat.
Can you go down a little bit further on that gig on the website?
Pardon me. Let me go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and bring that right back up.
Because you didn't go late enough. You didn't go late enough. He's talking about...
Where am I missing? Where am I missing?
Yeah, the after party. That's what it is.
Where it say?
7:30 p.m.
Oh, they had a
conference after the after party. That's where it happened.
Listen, if
but
this is the only thing,
we can't really say much about that though, and that's because a lot of these other tech conferences do the same thing. Like
they do. They have parties.
They had a party at Red Hat. They had a party at Splunk out here in Vegas. You know, after hours.
Yeah,
they do. But I'm saying, I think what we can say, keep it techie, is that if this is the only thing that you attend, you wasted that conference attend. You wasted it. You wasted it in that case. You wasted it. But be there. Be there at 7:30 because you got some time between 4:45 to 7:30. You got some preparation time. You know. So yeah.
Put on your fresh, clean suit, outfit, and all this. Yeah.
Yeah,
facts.
This is interesting too
you
because
today getting your fit ready for the 7:30.
You got a haircut. Oh, I'm gonna get fresh, you know.
I think this one is interesting too. Like even just the way that it's marketed, right? So we them boys, Black male tech executives, journey to the C-suite. Why we had? What's we them boys?
Wiz Khalifa better come out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it always gotta have a little drip to it. You gotta have a little drip to the titles or something. So you know. Anyway, like yeah. But anyway, B2B is going live next. B2B is going live next.
Lou said he's going live. I think
Lou is going live next. He's gonna be talking about. Listen, if basketball is your persuasion, Lou, you not streaming up on it?
No, I'm gonna stream up. I'm gonna stream up on it.
I'm gonna join Lou's stream. I'm gonna go live another day.
Head over to Citizen Lou's channel.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna drop something in the chat, like because I'm gonna share the game on my screen, but not on YouTube. So you gotta go. Like a Zoom call, so you can watch.
Feel free to drop it.
You know what I'm saying? That way, you know, you can watch the game. You know, we helping the folks out who ain't got league pass and stuff like that. You know how we do.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm starting to get back my streaming muscles. I'm starting to get back in streaming shape. But you know, I'm still sore, right? I'm still sore. I don't have a lot of longevity to stream long periods of time. So forgive me if I haven't been able to get to all your questions. A lot of the conversation was flowing. So, you know, I didn't want to kind of abruptly change the conversation direction, but thank you all for coming through. Thank you all for listening. And do we have anything before we close out, fellas? Anything from you all?
Nah, it was good. This stream.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you all for coming through, and I'll see you all later. All right, y'all. Yeah, peace.